Hi everybody, I would like to do a little follow-up video on the last one I made, that was the unboxing of the Olympus OM-D E-M10 that I just recently got. And even though I haven't been able to do some real stuff with it, but just some testing and some sample pictures, I'm quite impressed with this little camera for several reasons. Now, it's a micro four thirds camera, so what you expect is, well, quality above point and shoot cameras, but still considering the small sensor, so high ISO may not be optimal compared to something like the Sony A7 or maybe, well, obviously the Leica or other cameras. But what I really have to say is the form factor is really great, because compared to the Panasonic Lumix GM1 that I had before, and I cannot show it to you because I really actually sold it to get this one, it's bigger. But first of all, you have the viewfinder, and that's something that adds to the size in this case. And the form factor and the way you hold the camera feels a lot better, a lot more natural, a lot more solid. As for the lenses, the kit lens that came with it, actually, I had two kit lenses because I had the, well, some kind of special edition something, and there's the 14 to 42 that corresponds to 24 to 80 millimeter, 84 millimeter, and the 40 to 150. This is a cheap telezoom lens. It's all plasticky. It feels plasticky, and even the lens mount is plastic, and I don't know how solid these are if you use them regularly and you change your lenses regularly. However, I have to say that especially with the 40 to 150, I'm really impressed. I put it on the camera, and with the in-body image stabilization that the Olympus EM10 has, it's really nice to hand hold a lens even at the 300 millimeter corresponding focal length. And I have to say that for what I had to add to the package when I bought it, it's definitely worth it, because it's light, it's small, it's something you put in your bag and carry around, and say you're at the zoo or something like that, or in a park, and you want to take some shots at some animals or something further away. And the quality of the lens, I will put some sample pictures either up now or at the end, or maybe both, and I have to say that this lens, for what it is, and for the, well, actually it cost me like €100, so $130. It's definitely worth taking if you have a chance, because it fits into your pocket and you can carry it around, and it will serve you well for what it is. It's not, if you're into telephoto photography, and if you're into wildlife photography or something like that, you will definitely look for something more solid, something more even faster, because this has an aperture range of a minimum aperture range of 4 to 5.6, and that's not very fast, obviously, but it renders pretty well, and it's quite sharp. It's not like probably the best telephoto lens that you can have, but it's good enough. And surprisingly good is also the other, well, the basic kit lens, that is the motor zoom 14 to 42. It's also not a very fast lens. Actually, it's really a slow lens, 3.5 to 5.6, but it's a very good everyday lens to leave on the camera if you have no specific plans for the day. And it's so small that it really hardly adds anything to the size of the camera, to the bulk of the camera, and you can carry it around very easily. So let me sum up what my impressions are. I have the EM10 that I use mostly with prime lenses. I have the 20mm Panasonic 1.7, and I got myself specifically for portraits the 45mm by Olympus, the 1.8. And these lenses are obviously great. I mean, the 20mm is known to be great. Even the version 2, I've heard that the version 1 was better, was sharper. I couldn't really tell. I may have to try, or maybe add just a used one to try and then sell it again. What I can say is the 45mm 1.8 by Olympus is a fantastic portrait lens, and it renders really well, and at the equivalent of 90mm, it's the ideal portrait in my opinion, it's the ideal portrait lens. And wide open, it's sharp, and it's really great. It blurs the background very well. And then I have the two kit, well, basically, yeah, the two kit lenses. And if you consider, and that's what is really interesting about this, I will probably not be able to substitute my A7 or my Leicas with a Micro Four Thirds system, because I really want that full frame quality and the full frame possibilities that you get. But what you do get is a really small kit, and I'm going to show you what I plan to do when I want a full kit with me. I have this really tiny bag. It's probably made for one camera basically, and in this very small bag, let me show you how it is, if I can give you an impression. It's really tiny, but I can actually fit the telephoto lens in here. I can fit the 20mm in here, and I can fit the 45mm in here. I could actually also fit the the kit zoom lens, the wide-angle zoom lens in here, but I will probably leave that on the camera. So you have a setup that is really tiny, and you carry it around. I never put my camera in my camera bag when I'm around, because, you know, you want to take pictures and not carry around a camera. So it's a fantastic solution if you travel, and maybe you have your I travel with my Leica, for example, but I want to have a full functional kit for every situation that I might happen to come across, and I want to cover that possibility with the smallest possible package at a really more than decent level of quality. Then this is definitely a great thing, and that is why even if I went back and forth on Micro Four Thirds in the past years, I will probably keep having a small Micro Four Thirds system on the side to take around, to do some minor stuff, and the Olympus OM-D E-M10 is definitely a great little camera. Maybe a few things that I haven't been able, and I want to call them flaws. I don't want to call them flaws because maybe I get used to it. What I have to say is, for example, if you turn the camera off when you carry it around and you want to turn it on quickly, you may prefer to have the on-off switch in a position like up here somewhere, or maybe on the back up here, that you can reach easily with your fingers to turn on the camera quickly. Now the on-off button on this camera is down here, and it's this kind of lever. So it's when you carry around your camera and it's off, and you want to turn it on, and you have to change position and turn it on like this, you lose a little bit of time. That's one point. The menu system on this camera is special. It's really something that you want to get used to. It's huge. I mean, you have possibly I have the Ricoh GR, and that's a camera where you can set a lot of individual settings. This is worse. This is more than that. Not necessarily for the number of functions that you can select, but the menu points you have. It's more, in my impression, like just by feeling, it's more than an icon or something, a DSLR or something like that. So that is one thing. one other thing is these dials here. While I really love them because they're really, I mean, they're in a good position because you hold the camera like this usually, and then you have your thumb to turn this one and your index finger to turn this one, so you can change your settings very easily. They are kind of light and they have no locking mechanism, so you may end up changing your settings and not being aware of it. Or if you carry your camera like this and your fingers kind of change something, you may not realize it when you shoot at first, and that may mess up your thing. So, well, it's a rule that you have to respect for every thing you do. Check your settings before you actually take the shot, but sometimes you want to be fast and you forget to change your settings or to check your settings, and then the moment is over, and that's something that is or may be a problem. For everything else, I really have to say it feels good, it looks good. It's something that may really fill that niche in terms of having a small camera system that delivers more than decent image quality, and that you can actually, as I showed you, fit in a really small bag and carry around all the time. And even if you don't carry around the bag, you carry around this one and maybe the kit zoom lens or one of the prime lenses. And if you consider that a setup like this, let me just show you how small, even with the not so small 45mm lens, this is a fantastic portrait setup. And I will try to arrange a shoot with a model for just some portraits to show you how just something very simple and small like this can deliver great results, because I'm convinced it will be like that. So thanks for watching. Subscribe if you like if you like, and hope to see you back here soon. And maybe you want to have a look at some sample pictures in the end of the video. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye bye.